President Duterte is unbothered by the International Criminal Court's move to investigate his anti-drug campaign. Let's talk about this some more with Human Rights Watch senior researcher for Asia, Carlos Conde, who joins us live now via Zoom. Good afternoon, Carlos. First off, it is not the first time that the ICC has tried to look into the Philippine drug war, which we know as Oplan Tokhang. Now, how do you see this new development? A formal probe apparently now in play.
Oh, this is a very, very important milestone, in fact, for the country. This is a very, very important move by the ICC to try to look into the killings related to the drug war, and I think more crucially, even beyond the drug war. In fact, the ICC says that it's going to look into killings in Davao City from 2011 to 2016. So this is quite an important step by the ICC, and the Duterte administration needs to be concerned by this, and apparently it is. But this is a time for reckoning for all those human rights violations that have happened since 2016.
Right. I want you to put that into context for us, Carlos, because at the moment and for, since the beginning and until this moment, Malacanang remains very much unfazed. They have vowed not to cooperate with this investigation, even going as far as to threaten to not let the investigators into, or the prosecutors into the country. So how challenging will this all be in preventing the ICC probe? I mean, can they successfully prevent this probe from happening?
Well, Malacanang and this administration has said that from the very beginning, and not just to the ICC, but to any international body that has tried to look into what's happening in the Philippines. They always say, we're not going to cooperate, we're not going to welcome any of these people from coming in. But, it can still do that, but it won't stop the wheels of justice from the ICC to roll. I mean, it's basically the ICC has a mandate to do this, whether with the cooperation or not of the Philippine government or the people that it identified are responsible for the ICC, whether Duterte and his people will cooperate in this probe or not, because the ICC has the means to do its job even without that cooperation.
But can you tell us about how they can do that, even without the cooperation of the palace and, attached agencies?
Yeah, well, they can do that by many means. I mean, keep in mind that before this announcement by the ICC, the government also did not cooperate during the preliminary examination phase of this inquiry. So, and yet it managed to document many of these allegations. It managed to talk to hundreds of witnesses and complainants. It managed to gather more than 200 witness representations, as they call them. By many of this testimony are taken, either directly by the ICC from abroad, or there are means to do that, online. Through representatives, and certainly civil society organizations in the Philippines have been helpful in providing information to the ICC on this matter.
All right. I guess, how does this reflect on our government, on the Duterte administration per se? And will this have any, actual effects on how Filipinos live their lives moving forward?
Well, yeah, this will have an impact on the image of the Philippine government, particularly of President Duterte. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. This will be a mark on the integrity of the country as a whole. But this is how this is how justice is done. This is how accountability moves forward. This will affect the ordinary lives of Filipinos in the way that, for instance, moving forward, they will select their leaders. I mean, we will be having an election next year, and certainly this move by the ICC will have an impact on that election, and in that way, ordinary Filipinos are affected by the action of the ICC.
All right. So, having said all of that, Carlos, what then do you think is the most possible outcome of the ICC's investigation into Oplan Tokhang, or the drug war? Can we expect charges? And if so, what charges would these be?
Well, we are seeing right now that the ICC is bent on pursuing the charge of crime crimes against humanity for murder, for the killings related to the drug war. And in fact, in the decision that it made today, it cannot just be murder. It can also be illegal detention, torture, mistreatment, any crime that is covered by the Rome Statute of that created the ICC. So there will be charges, but that's going to be mainly crimes against humanity. And moving forward, I think they are in the best position. They are in a good position to try to substantiate those charges. Now, keep in mind, they're not yet saying that the government or Duterte is guilty of any of these charges. They're just saying that there is reasonable basis to proceed with an open investigation of these charges.
All right. On that note, thank you so much for sharing with us your time and your insights. Do stay safe. Human Rights Watch Senior Researcher for Asia, Carlos Conde. Besos.